Okay guys, so sorry about that. We had a bit of an issue with the last session basically. So what happened was we got through to FP2, had a fantastic setup, and then what happened after that was our game crashed. So we're here again guys. So welcome to our Create a Team series with Cooper F1 team. We're back for round 3 today, and what you would have heard me say in the first part is that we have done a very special livery this weekend for Oscar Piastri.
Everything okay with the car?
And it's a beautiful yellow and green, so
Okay, understood,
hopefully it brings us a lot of luck this weekend.
That's much better.
Yeah, copy.
Which would be fantastic. But yeah, guys, not getting much good luck, good fortune so far in the weekend. We've got 84% on Piastri. Are we able to do anything with this setup? We're going to go with that for Piastri for now. And we're going to see about Hulkenberg. Okay, so 96 for Hulk is how we are going to operate. We're going to send Hulk back out. And hopefully the game doesn't crash this time, guys. But what a start to the weekend. But at least it happened through practice and not through the Grand Prix. We're going to send out Piastri as well.
I don't see my tips.
So rear surfaces are on the cool side. Just push.
He's coming through. Closing quickly. Just focus on your time management for now.
Yeah, come
And we're going to see where we're able to go. And we go straight to the top with Hulk. So it's a 118.0.
Just think about the management. If you can just increase it just a fraction.
Copy.
And what about Piastri? What can he answer with? And he goes second, but some 1.4 behind. We're going to give him one more shot on this to see what he can do.
Out of DRS. Yep.
He's out of ERS, but he manages to beat Hulkenberg. Okay, so that is fantastic.
Really focus on
there.
cooling tyres.
Copy.
By the smallest of margins, he goes ahead of Hulkenberg. But what a fantastic setup we found here. 96% on Hulkenberg. So fingers crossed that gives him an extra few percent of performance for when it comes to crunch time in qualifying and the race. And hopefully we can improve on Piastri's 84% to get closer to Hulkenberg's 96. Okay, and the Hulk is in. And with 28 minutes to go, we're going to send him out on a set of softs. And we're going to send him out there with 27 minutes remaining. And we're going to send Hulkenberg on an attacking lap. 83, we actually went backwards there, so we're going to stick with the 84 of Piastri. And so we're going to stick with the strategy of Piastri. We're going to keep going with Hulkenberg. And we've got some good laps in there at the moment.
As cool as possible.
Copy.
And we're going to switch over to some... Oh. Okay, so we're back up to 84% now on Piastri. We're going to go for the soft tyres and send him out for a late run as well, just to get them all accustomed for qualifying. And we're going to put him up to attack for this lap as well. And with 12 minutes to go, we top FP2. But the all-important qualifying is where it will be. And Hulkenberg heading to the garage. We're going to send him out on his worn softs for the remainder of the session. And we're going to have Piastri stay out as well. Verstappen now getting within 8 tenths on soft tyres. And that is the total gap. And that is Piastri done for the session. And here's Hulk coming across the line as well to end his FP2 session. P2. Great success, I would say, on that one. And we're going to skip straight to qualifying now at this point. Oh, okay. And it has also taken off our upgrades, guys. So just to update you, we did install the brand new front and rear wing on both cars in the first run through, but obviously it has wiped it off of our cars. So we're going to do this here, and hopefully it gives us some extra performance come qualifying. We're going to simulate through FP3 and go straight into qualifying.
Hello and welcome to the much anticipated qualifying session.
The session will be divided into Q1, Q2 and Q3. With the slowest 5 drivers eliminated from each period, their best times will determine the grid for the upcoming race.
Now, Karun, you and I were actually just talking about that man there, Max Verstappen. How do you think he'll be feeling today?
They had an excellent performance in practice, setting a solid lap time. They must be feeling confident. But confidence doesn't necessarily mean success in Formula One.
And you're right. Well, it's nearly time for qualifying.
Okay guys, so we're here for qualifying. We are going to head straight out for Q1. And we're going to skip on to about 10 minutes left in the session, as we always do, just to make sure the grip is at an optimum and rubber has got onto the track. So it's lovely and rubbered in. Always watching out for the threat of rain as well, coming out late in the session. We have Verstappen currently topping by Perez. And Sargent isn't bottom at the moment, surprisingly. So here we go with our 2 drivers now. We are going to come out of the pit lane. And we're going to go on board with Piastri for the start of his lap. So let's go. Piastri purple. Piastri is purple in Sector 1, quicker than Hulkenberg. So a 25.4 for Piastri, a 25.7 for Hulkenberg, a 3/10 swing early on. And we talked about Hulkenberg having the better setup for the weekend, but not necessarily. Oh, and it's purple. Piastri absolutely having a fantastic time at his home soil. It's 18.7 and a 19.3. Hulkenberg is nowhere near where Piastri is able to get to. And the home hero looking to make an upset against the front runners. Where will Piastri be able to get? And it's 2.5 tenths quicker than Verstappen at the top.
You P1.
That is a fantastic lap time.
Tyres and we will box this lap.
Wow. And Hulkenberg, he must have been held up on that lap. P11. P11. Hulkenberg 1.4 slower than his teammate. And that's only 4 tenths above the drop zone. So Piastri definitely won't need to go out again. But we're definitely going to think about sending Hulkenberg out once more, just to see if he improves. So we're going to send out Hulk. And he's going to get one more lap in. We're going to see how he performs on this one. Hamilton running wide on turn 1. Let's take a look at that.
Oh no! Wide they go! And they might want to take a look at the floor of the car there, because that won't do it any good.
And here we go with Hulkenberg. And he does improve in the first sector, Hulkenberg, at 25.5. I think that's 2 tenths quicker than the previous lap. But also, if you look at it, we have both Leclerc and Norris with not much better lap times than Hulkenberg. All 3 drivers should be higher up in the standings, and he improves in Sector 2 also, Hulkenberg. So this is a much better lap to get him out of any trouble. And we should be able to get ourselves out of harm's way. Through the final corner. Down to 14th currently. And that's much better from Hulkenberg. And those are used tyres on the second lap. He gets up to P2 ahead of Max Verstappen. And with this new wing change on the front and the rear, we are looking very speedy indeed. Heading into Q2, but Q1, that's not where the positions lie. You get your positions from Q3, so we're going to have to wait and see on that. And we're going out with Hulk again, so this first run should be pretty weak. He's got much lesser tyres than the rest of the grid here. So it should be all about his last run, but we're trying to keep him in sync with the rest of the group. And we're going to go on board with Piastri for his lap, and we're going to try and give Hulkenberg a slight distant tow with his worse off tyres. And it's purple again from Piastri so far. And let's see the difference in tyre wear. And it's only a 10th in the first sector. Not doing too badly at all. Currently beating Perez for pace. We'll soon see what Verstappen can manage. And through...
Get out of the way.
Yeah, we saw
and
that.
Piastri's been held up there. Piastri has been impeded by the Williams, and it's 18.8 for Hulkenberg in the middle sector compared to Piastri and 18.9. So he's definitely dropped some time there in the middle, but will it be enough to get him in the top 10 with what you would assume at least 4 of those 5 in the drop zone to improve? Here comes Piastri up to the line. And Piastri goes 6th. And Hulkenberg, out of nowhere, P1 with those absolutely shattered tyres. Nearly 4 tenths clear of Perez.
So you're P1 at the moment. So just
And
confirming
both in the
boxing
pits.
and back into the garage.
And both Hamilton and Sainz are currently in the drop zone.
Oh, it's good pit there.
And Verstappen goes
Thanks,
top
Tony
by a
Mark.
huge
That's good.
chunk to the rest of us. I don't know where on earth that lap time came from. But currently we have Piastri down in the drop zone with Stroll, Sainz and Hamilton. So we're going to go out now with Piastri. And we're also going to go out with Hulkenberg. And Piastri is first in line, so let's go on board with Piastri once more. Let's see what he's able to do in the first sector. He needs an improvement or he's out in Q2. And he does improve in Sector 1. It's a 25.4. Improvement for Hulkenberg as well, 25.4. Oh, please. Please get out of the way. Oh,
Can't believe you saw
my
that.
days. And that's Piastri out of qualifying, isn't it? A Q2 exit. Oh no. Oh, that is horrible. The Mercedes has stopped Piastri getting into Q3. I can't believe that. Absolute shock to see Piastri out in Q2. And he starts 13th. What an absolute shocker. And he definitely had the pace to get through there had he have not been impeded. That was absolutely unforgivable from that Mercedes, whoever it was. Absolutely shocking. And that has cost us both cars in Q3 for the first time in our history. But nevertheless, our hopes go to Hulkenberg, and we'll see what he can do in this qualifying session as we go on board. And it's 2 purple sectors from Hulkenberg, on course to be above Norris as it stands, which is a good benchmark. He will be right up there. And so far, every Q2 we've had a shot. It was Leclerc in round 1, Norris in round 2, and it's Piastri at his home in round 3. But here's his teammate coming to the line, Nico Hulkenberg, and he smashes Norris's time.
Currently a P1.
7
call the car
tenths
and we'll
of a
box.
second.
Yep.
And Verstappen a full 7 tenths of a second off as well. Oh, but Perez, out of nowhere, pops up in first. Hello. When we thought we had it our way, Perez. And what tyres was he on? He was on old tyres as well. So this is all to play for a potential top 2 rows. I think our best qualifying performance so far has been P5. Is Hulkenberg about to beat that for us? We're about to find out. Here he comes to start his lap. Hulkenberg, the very best conditions, and he starts his flying lap, the last out of every driver on the grid. This would be a real kick for Piastri to be knocked out in Q2 through traffic and to watch his teammates start on the front row at his home Grand Prix. And it's actually yellow in the first sector. He's a 10th down. That's very interesting. Will he pick it up in the second sector as well? We are going to find out. No. And I think Hulkenberg's been held up as well there through the middle sector, and he's not going to improve unless something dramatic changes on the run up to the line. No. And Hulkenberg got heavily impeded there as well by the looks of it, and both of our cars have struggled through traffic. But after all that said and done, Leclerc looks like he's struggled from traffic as well as Sainz. Ferrari P7 and P9 with Red Bull topping the grid and Perez on pole. And that is the best qualifying position in our history as a team so far. We start P3.
Well, the fans here are all set, every one of them eagerly awaiting the 58 laps of today's race.
Albert Park often seems to set teammate against teammate. From Hill and Villeneuve dueling for the 1996 win, to Bottas beating fellow Mercedes driver and pole sitter Hamilton to the win in 2019.
Albert Park is a deceptively easy track to learn, but it's just as easy to make a mistake around its walled sections and gravel traps. The street circuit is high downforce and just as heavy on brakes as it is on tyres. Well, there's nothing quite like it. Welcome along to race day.
And we're going to see with Piastri what the quickest strategy is. And for him, it's going to be medium, soft, soft from 13th on the grid. And we're looking at a one-stop potentially on Hulkenberg in 3rd. So we're going to see how we fare with both drivers. We're going to start with a one-stop for Hulk and a two-stop for Piastri.
Well, it's great to have you with us, folks, as we settle in for the weekend's Grand Prix action.
Starting P13 isn't great for them, but if they can clear the midfield, they could get back to the front of the pack.
But just what will happen here, your guess is as good as mine. Brace yourselves for the Australian Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
And it's lights out and away we go. And off we go indeed. And Piastri having a good start, overtaking cars. Talking of good starts, Hulkenberg going wheel to wheel with Verstappen through turn 1. What tyres is everyone on? And it's Hulkenberg, the first of the hard runners, so he should be dropping back from these two ahead. Piastri going side by side with Yuki Tsunoda. And he manages to get straight through up to P12 at the moment. Oscar Piastri. Hulkenberg, you would expect to be passed by Norris and potentially the two Ferraris on RB, but Russell really is our fight for the first stint. We can't lose out to Russell. And Norris is all over the back of us. But if we can stay in DRS even for one lap, that will be able to help us. But Sainz is already through on Russell. Piastri is trying to catch up to the back of the pack.
Cool the tyres.
And Norris has the fastest lap as it stands.
DRS has been enabled. P3 at the moment.
And look at that, 2 Red Bulls going wheel to wheel up front. We remain in the DRS for the moment, so that helps us out big time. And Norris is getting a bit further back, and us on our hards.
Just keep trying to drop temp if you can.
Yeah, copy that.
Us on our hards. Hello, Nico
Drop temp on the
Hulkenberg.
rears if you can.
And he's only gone past Verstappen on hards.
Cool the tyres.
Verstappen on softs.
Copy.
And Hulkenberg looks like he is. And look, Piastri as well making moves. Our car looks rapid in race trim. Piastri past the shore. And now we're breathing down the neck of both Aston
Lovely
Martins.
stuff.
And we're looking for the move on Alonso as well. Did we get the move on Alonso as well? We did. Piastri, 2 moves in 1 corner. That is
Just look,
fantastic. Fastest lap from Hulk. Fastest lap all the way down. Stroll dropping back from the top 8 though.
Just try and keep these as cool as possible.
And Hulkenberg
Copy.
has just lost out the position to Verstappen, but hopefully will remain
Just
in
keep it up.
DRS.
Norris car behind.
And Piastri is
Keep
going
that
to
pace.
try and get through on Alonso in the next DRS opportunity. Okay, not through there, but can he do it here?
Very, very difficult. Just stay focused.
And he's through now on Stroll, and now
Pick up
he's
the pace
got a
a bit.
little gap to catch up. And Hulkenberg for the moment has just lost out on
Happy to
third,
pick up the pace now and drop this manager.
but we do get DRS
Keep
to help
plugging away.
us. We're still in that DRS.
Sainz now car behind.
You can lean on them a bit more.
Hulkenberg still keeping the DRS, I believe. Yes, he does. So he's still got DRS off of those out in front. That's really helping him in this race. Meanwhile, you've got Alonso all over the back of us, but we're trying to use our pace. And we've gone past Ricciardo now, and we have caught up to this group.
Yeah. Cool the
So we
tyres.
are on the back of this group now. We did catch up. Piastri has overtaken Ricciardo now, and we've caught that group. And through he goes.
Nice.
So that is fantastic. So this is what we're going to leave up. The gap between all of the cars. Verstappen sets the fastest lap, but that is beaten
There's a purple lap.
by Oscar Piastri.
Copy.
And Piastri's all over the back of Leclerc at the moment. But everyone's being held up here by the Red Bulls out front. Do we keep in the DRS? Yes, we do again. And we're being dragged along. And it looks like it's Russell who can't keep up with the pace. But we have the fastest lap and we're right behind them here. Can we make a
Just hit
move?
DRS.
And we're going to go...
Yeah.
Are we going to go round the outside? No, not quite. And Russell's just holding these guys back. And we're going to try and make a move on Russell maybe.
On DRS behind.
Yes, we are. Down the inside of George Russell.
Yeah.
And Leclerc and Piastri both through
Pick up
on the
pace a little bit
Mercedes.
from here.
Beautiful overtake. Let's watch that again. Beautiful switchback that Nigel Mansell would be proud of. And that is Piastri up to P7. good progress. 13th to 7th from Oscar so far in 7 laps. And Hulkenberg still in the DRS. So that is really keeping his race alive at this point. And look, you've got Piastri trying to overtake Leclerc. Oh, and he loves that switch back.
Behind you.
Piastri is absolutely going for it.
Overtake is available. Overtake available. Good
And he's
push
going
up.
to try and do it down the straight.
Car is off.
And the
Got yellow.
car is off.
Yeah, copy. Look after the tyres. Copy.
And Tsunoda spins again.
Just look after this tyre set though. Look after it. Copy.
And we're right behind Perez. For some reason, Perez looks like he's struggling in this race on his softs. And we're right there with a chance to overtake. The top 2 have gone away. And we have a chance to overtake Perez now. And look at that, the Ferrari trying to go all the way around the outside there. And he has gone round the outside, and now the Ferrari's trying to attack the Red Bull. And Piastri still holding on there in 7th place.
You're doing good time management.
And we're attacking for 1 lap with Piastri to see where he could get to. And look at that, Hulkenberg on his hards has overtaken a Red Bull on softs. Look at that from Hulkenberg, absolutely fantastic, up to P5.
You know, I've got fast, Mike.
And Hulkenberg up to 4th with that, sorry, and it looks like Perez has a bit of an issue because now comes Leclerc and Piastri.
So focus on cooling the tyre.
And look at that, we're back in DRS again because of these front 3 squabbling.
Okay, crack on.
And both of us are sticking there.
Currently P4, gap at 0.5. So got Perez, car behind.
And look at that, we didn't miss that this time.
0.5
Piastri
behind.
diving up the inside of Leclerc for P6. And he's lost out again to Leclerc. But we're still sitting pretty in P7 at the moment with more tyre wear than Norris out front.
Car
So
behind,
we're doing
Leclerc.
well. And Hulk is sticking in there on his hards. He's doing extremely well with the pace he has. And at this rate, it looks like Hulkenberg might win the race if they're not able to gain the time back. But we have 2 Red Bulls, 2 Ferraris, 2 Coopers, and 1 McLaren out front. And Sainz retakes the lead. And he's done it. Both of our cars love making that move up the inside. Oh, look at that. Wow. And Hulkenberg ran Verstappen off the track for a taste of his own medicine.
Good lad. Norris ahead.
So let's take a look at
What
the
a move
replay.
that is.
Nico Hulkenberg there. The opportunity begging to be taken. Up into 3rd and contending for a podium place.
And to any Hulkenberg fans, that is joy to the ears, contesting for a podium place. We would love to see a Hulkenberg podium, but we would love to see a Piastri win as well. And look at that, Hulkenberg up
great
to
job here.
2nd.
So next car is Sainz.
Up to P2 now, Hulkenberg in this race. And these upgrades have really worked for us. and that is fantastic news. We are back in within DRS to Sainz as well. Sainz
Happy with your
on his
service.
56% softs. And Piastri all over the back of Perez now, and it is a necessity to get past.
Start picking up the pace.
Absolute
And think about
necessity.
this lifting coast.
Copy.
And past Perez we go, and
doing
he's
a great
dropped 2.5
job there.
seconds. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hulkenberg leads the Grand Prix. Let's not forget about that. What a move for the lead. Nico Hulkenberg leads our first ever Grand Prix for Cooper F1 team.
Even though I've got fast Mike.
And that is a fantastic achievement in only our third round in Formula One. We
Update on
lead.
liftoff. We do require fuel liftoff.
And Perez as well has
Come on,
been
mate.
dispatched off. And we can afford to push Piastri a little bit there. And we have to make sure Perez stays behind, and he does. And Hulkenberg's dropped back behind, but that's fine, because to lead on hards, surely we have a good chance of winning this race. They've not yet pulled the trigger, and hopefully Verstappen gets past as well, so we can get some DRS. And Piastri is starting to just get the gap down a little bit.
So just focus on bringing the tyre temperatures down.
Copy.
And Hulkenberg's still there in DRS of all of them. Piastri's just dropped a bit because Perez seems to be coming at a rate of knots. Perez in the pits. Piastri's just dropped off the back a little bit there, where he's not been able to keep the DRS, but with the top 5 all in the DRS train. And Norris looking to dart to the inside, but now we've lost out to... And at
Now there's
Piastri
been an
looking to
issue
close
in the
up
pits.
on the back of Hulkenberg, and he's gone past Hulkenberg now, but they're squabbling. They are squabbling. And we're going to tell Piastri to push on. Hopefully he's able to pull away. That's not what we want. And we're going to have to tell Hulk to not fight the teammate for the moment. We're on different strategies, lads. And we have managed to catch up onto the back of Sainz and Norris as well.
Copy that.
And look, we're right on the back now of these two, both of them.
Copy.
And Sainz's tyres are dead, and we're going to go straight
Pull the
round the
tyres.
outside, are we? Yes, we are, straight round the outside of Sainz. And Piastri now, for the first time in the Grand Prix, is sniffing
Keep
first
at
position.
it. Norris ahead.
And he has now got it. Oscar Piastri. Oscar Piastri leads his home Grand Prix, the Australian Grand Prix. And now,
We do not require any fuel liftoff.
that is both of our drivers who have led a lap of this Australian
push.
Grand Prix.
We'll drop back to normal pace now.
Copy. Double the liftoff for the moment.
So you can pick up the pace.
And we're pitting Piastri this lap.
Okay, we're boxing this
And
lap.
we're
Box this
going
lap.
to push with Hulkenberg now.
Yeah.
And Hulkenberg now gets past anyway. So Hulkenberg now leads this race.
Box.
And we're going to push Hulkenberg on and see what Piastri does in the pit lane. .9, it's a little bit slow.
White line on the exit. gap 0.6. Alonso behind. Let's have a managed increase in pace at this point. This lap,
Russell.
increase management.
On the old hards.
So, lift off.
Copy.
Russell has pitted.
Just try and keep these as cool as possible.
Yep, copy.
And let's push.
And we're catching up on the group ahead. They're all squabbling again. And we're going to go aggressive with Hulk. And it might not be the best strategy here.
Let's just not cook the tyres.
Copy.
And we're going to pit this lap. We've been told optimum lap. So we're going to come in.
Box, box.
What's this lap?
And we're going to give everything we have. High fuel mixture.
And we can drop the lift and coast for now. We'll make it up later.
Copy.
And Piastri's past Perez now. We're going to show that on the screen. Piastri up to P6. And it makes you think, if he started at the front along with Hulk, would he have been further up? Possibly. Possibly not. But we now are in P6 with Piastri all over the back of Norris and Sainz. Verstappen and Leclerc have got away out front. And now Norris is... Oh, and Piastri is now third. That's fantastic. Piastri's overtaken Norris. Hulkenberg's been in the pits.
They decide to give it a go. Really, what fantastic driving that was.
What a move. Double overtake for Oscar Piastri. Inspired move. Absolutely inspired move there. That was fantastic. And Hulkenberg comes out P7.
You can cancel or reduce lift-off where possible.
Let's not burn these tyres up.
Yeah, copy. You're looking good at the moment. Okay, currently P2, Leclerc ahead.
We've pulled away
Gap
from
1.4.
Verstappen, and it's Leclerc versus Piastri by the looks of it for the lead of the Grand Prix.
Cool the tyres.
And Verstappen and Norris are having a ding-dong battle. Even
Need some lift and coast.
Hulkenberg's catching up to this.
Good. That was a purple lap.
Fastest lap for Oscar Piastri and the lead of the Australian Grand Prix.
That was very good. Okay, currently P1.
Fantastic move by Oscar Piastri. And now we're going to try and push on to get him out of DRS.
You've got the margin to push. Free to push.
And we're going to see if we can do it. Nope, and we're not able to get him out of DRS, so we're just going to hold it there for the moment. And Hulkenberg is about 2 seconds away from Sainz at the moment, and the gap is coming down. He's starting to drop away from Norris and Verstappen. And you feel like Leclerc might go through, and he has gone through, but we're going to heavily try and conserve these tyres. Or maybe not, because Leclerc's already absolutely steaming away in the Grand Prix, but hopefully this means that he will be going on to another set of mediums or hards possibly. And hello, Hulkenberg on Sainz. Nico Hulkenberg on the back of Carlos
Sainz
Sainz.
is the next car ahead. 2/10 to Sainz, the car ahead. Let's just keep our heads down.
And we've not quite been able to get him there, but can we get him here with the dummy? Not quite. And we're
Every
losing out
chance
now
here.
time-wise.
So we'll drop the temp on the rears if you can.
Driving clean air for Hulk.
So call the car.
Copy.
So really focus on cooling tyres.
Copy.
And Piastri's managed to catch up Leclerc again to .1. And we're in a good position now. Calling with the car and up the inside goes Piastri to reclaim the lead of the Grand Prix. And he's 7.5 seconds out in front of Norris.
Nice shot.
And
Okay,
realistically,
that's currently P1.
it could be at this point a double podium for Cooper F1 team if we play our cards right.
Leclerc will have DRS. For info, we are not fuel limited. We are not fuel limited.
And Norris comes into the pits. That could be a good decision. Verstappen now nearly 10 seconds off the lead battle with 20 laps to go.
Out the tyres.
It's still okay.
And Hulkenberg, it speaks volumes because he is not far behind these two at all.
Yes.
2.6 off of third place at this point in time. Okay, last stint of the strategy for Hulkenberg. And Leclerc still can't get his way past, but now he's starting to fight and the cars behind are catching up.
Has DRS.
But Hulkenberg now is coming into the fray.
And think about increasing the lift and coast just a little.
Copy.
And now Verstappen starting to push on the gas with Sainz a little bit. But they've still got a whole pit stop worth to try and gain on the back of Hulkenberg.
Just need to make sure we keep these tyres in good nick.
Copy. Yeah. Copy.
And we're going to try and push with Piastri.
And we'll push.
You can reduce management.
Copy.
And look at that, they're still fighting in front. And we're not far away at all.
So next car is Sainz. Gap 1.7 to him. So anything could happen.
And Norris is only 11 seconds behind with 17 laps to go. What tyre has he gone on to? He's gone on to hards. And we're trying to extend the stint here.
Just
And
think
Richard
about the
for sure.
management. Just increase it just a fraction.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the last stop of the race.
So Verstappen in the pit lane now.
Box, pit confirm.
Box.
And we're closing up to the back of Sainz. And it's still staying at about 11 seconds to Lando. So if we can conserve the tyres, it could potentially be P3 because he's now 6 seconds ahead of
Your tyre
Verstappen.
switch.
It's stable for the moment.
And we're coming in now
Just introduce a
for
little bit of
Oscar
lift and coast.
Piastri.
Copy.
Oscar pit lane.
Now,
And look
we
at that,
can see what
Hulkenberg is
happens.
past Sainz as
So
well.
let's follow the action going into turn 12. It's certainly inviting.
And we're up into P2
And
with
Nico
Hulkenberg as well.
gets himself ahead.
And Sainz hasn't even pit for the last stop yet. So Hulkenberg's in a great place. And a 2.7 from Piastri means we will be out around the race lead.
White line on the exit.
And Sainz has re-overtaken
Car ahead is
Hulkenberg.
Okay, gap at 3.3.
But Leclerc on
Car
softs
behind
as well,
Norris.
so we should be able to pull away from
Gap
Lando
behind
Norris.
2.2.
Or not at the moment, by the looks of things.
Don't stress. Gap currently 7.1. Okay, so it's closing up a little bit.
And it looks like we're struggling to get past Norris.
You'll lift the coast a little bit more, please.
Copy.
And we're now in second place with
Overtaking
Hulkenberg.
is very, very difficult.
We'll get back.
Just keep on top of the management.
And we've dropped behind
Yep,
Norris. We're still ages ahead of Red
Cool
Bull.
the tyres.
Yeah.
And we're leading the Grand Prix, and there's both Ferraris with 12 laps to go. And we have Piastri there on the back of Lando Norris. It's not all over yet
So just focus on bringing the tyre
for
temperatures down.
Piastri.
Yeah.
And we've got a little bit of DRS, and Leclerc's got a bit of DRS on Hulkenberg as well. And if we can hold him behind even for one straight.
We're happy to pick up the
And
pace.
we're
now,
able
drop
to
this
stay in the
back.
DRS there
We'll
with
drop back to
Hulkenberg.
normal pace now.
And we're right there on Sainz as well, trying to go the long way round. And we dive up the inside again.
Pick up the pace a little bit from here.
And we're through now. And Piastri can push for a lap as well. And Piastri's dropped Norris for the time being.
Easy on the tyres.
Copy.
And Leclerc now only 10% more than Hulkenberg. If Hulkenberg can slightly defend
Yeah,
his
we just need
tyres
to make
here
sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
and just sit
Yeah.
behind, then we will be all good. And Piastri's catching up to the back of this train. And look at that, Hulkenberg versus Leclerc.
So it's a Leclerc car ahead.
And he's
Pace is still
absolutely
good,
done
just
him in
keep
the
it up.
last corner. And here comes Piastri with the momentum. Oscar Piastri with momentum is coming at both of these guys.
Yeah.
And there he goes. He's going to be right behind Leclerc. And of all people, it's Carlos Sainz who's gone quickest of all.
Pick up the
And
pace a bit.
Hulkenberg still fending them off. And Hulkenberg and Piastri working together for P1 and P2. Piastri's going to go by. And we're going to ask Hulkenberg not to fight the teammate at the moment. And we're going to see if Piastri can streak away with the DRS there. And Hulkenberg holds off Piastri, and now can Piastri go clear? We've put in the burners on, and he has been able to break out of the DRS, and we do have considerable more tyre wear than Charles Leclerc. So we're still pushing the boat out at the moment,
Cool the tyres.
and we're staying
Copy.
we were staying just in the
pace.
DRS of Leclerc. And it's 1.7 Leclerc to Piastri.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1.3, but we're somehow keeping the gap to Norris behind. What percent is Norris on? Norris has better tyre wear, and we've been able to look after our tyres, so Verstappen is nearly on the same tyre wear as us. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he won't be able to catch up on us. And we have a 1.3 second advantage over Leclerc behind us. We're
Less
going to
of a
push on
lift.
fuel with both drivers. And we're going to skip this along just a little bit. And we're actually gaining on Norris because him and Verstappen are fighting.
Red flag.
And it's a red flag. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. It's a red flag. And when both drivers looked certain for fantastic results, Fernando Alonso had to throw it away. And Piastri was winning his home race. Hulkenberg on for his first ever podium in Formula One.
As for the team back in the garage,
And we cannot be any more disappointed. And now everyone has been let right back into that. And Piastri can go on a brand new set of softs. Luckily for us, so can Hulkenberg as well. So both of them are going to be on softs at the end. Hopefully Hulkenberg can overtake Leclerc. And then it'll
not
be
for
a
the first
1-2.
time today, the drivers are lined up, awaiting the lights. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Right, and we're going to tell Hulk, don't worry about not fighting your teammate. Let's go for it.
So Verstappen now.
And there is Hulk in third.
Just do the best you can.
And there we go again with first and second.
3 more laps, including this one.
Copy.
And we're going to push till the end. And we're going to say don't fight teammate for the moment.
Copy.
So we need 300 metres lift and coast.
Copy.
And we're currently dropping the cars behind us on raw pace.
And you have overtake available.
Copy that.
And it's fastest lap of the race for Leclerc. And it's the final lap of the Grand Prix. Is Leclerc going to be able to do anything here on the final lap? Or will we be able to take a 1-2 finish? And we are still just clear. Come on, boys. We're so close. The last real overtaking opportunity on the circuit. And we do well to cover him off here. And it's Piastri first, Hulkenberg second, heading into the last few corners. Will we be able to do it?
Caution on the battery.
Copy.
And it's Oscar Piastri coming through to win for Cooper F1 team.
That is a fabulous drive, mate.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Cheers.
You are back into the...
And first place goes to Piastri.
After that performance, there's no doubt that they deserve their spot at the top of the podium.
And Piastri wins the race, and
So we
Hulkenberg
have
with his
taken the
first
flag.
ever podium in Formula One.
So
What a
that's P2,
fantastic result.
Good effort. Yeah, cheers.
Fantastic for the team.
Now, wasn't it an excellent showing from Oscar Piastri?
Incredible. That was a really well-deserved win. They got their race strategy absolutely spot on.
That makes it all worth it, doesn't it? Seeing your team ready to share the celebrations. The man from down under, Oscar Piastri, heads up to our podium.
And that's excellent, seeing both the team's drivers up there on the podium together.
Well, it wasn't exactly a walk in the park, but it was a thrilling weekend here for us all at the Australian Grand Prix. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
I doubt they could be much happier. A win and a podium place. What a great way to round out the weekend.
that's about that for this weekend's here in Melbourne.
Next round will see us head east as F1 prepares for the Japanese Grand Prix. We'll see you at Suzuka, a firm favourite for the drivers.
And what a fantastic drive that was. 6 thousandths in the end, separating them. Oscar Piastri climbs 12 positions to win his home Grand Prix, the Australian Grand Prix. Nico Hülkenberg finishing in P2, his first ever podium in Formula 1 after many years of waiting. And what does that do in the championships? Well, we've got Oscar Piastri climbing all the way up to P4 with that win, and Hülkenberg dropping down to P6. But now between Piastri, Verstappen and Hülkenberg, only 3 points. And with that fantastic 1-2 finish, we climbed from 4th all the way to 2nd in the Constructors' Championships. And with the DHL fastest pit stop report, we are actually down in 10th. We haven't scored any points for that so far. But our race bonus, we've picked up a very hefty bonus. And that has been the most perfect weekend that we could have hoped for. So now we just get ready for Japan. And hopefully it will be as good as what it was here in Australia. But if you didn't enjoy that, guys, and surely you must have, it was an absolute thriller, then please stick around and make sure you like, comment and subscribe on the video. And I'll see you next time. Take care all. Peace.